Welcome back to another exciting breaking Bitcoin market update. Today is January 19th, a beautiful Friday as we wrap up this week of trading. And of course, we're going to be starting you guys right off with our daily market report. So if you guys have any questions, of course, as we proceed through the report, feel free to drop them in the live chat and I'll get to them as soon as I possibly can. And I hope everybody is having a great Friday. We've got a new mic set up, a new presentation set up this morning, so let me know what you guys think. Hopefully everything looks crisp, but please let me know if there's any audio issues or video issues as we proceed. All right, let's break it down. Of course, today, this is our breaking Bitcoin market report for January 19th, 2024. Start off today with our macros. Bitcoin price performance, we're currently trading at approximately $41,181. So not off to a great start for January. Of course, you know, the ETF decision, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but ever since the ETF decision actually occurred, minus the little bit of volatility, it's pretty much been down only. In Bitcoin, although struggling to hold on today with an up day in traditional markets, is not looking very healthy. And again, my trading thesis will, of course, expand on this as we proceed with this presentation. Ethereum, very similar. You can see here that Ethereum's USD price has held on much better. We have much more strength in Ethereum. Multiple reasons for this, of course. As I've laid out, we have the Ethereum ETF catalyst next on the horizon. And of course, there's just a lot of excitement around Ethereum at this point in time with all of the projects, all of the development. We've seen the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio absolutely skyrocket, just highlighting the value of the relative value trade that I had suggested on this channel. Total cryptocurrency market capitalization is sitting at about $1.581 trillion. So again, holding on better than Bitcoin's pure price performance, but again, still in a decline as we follow up on the ETF decisions. Altcoin market capitalization holding on a little bit stronger than total at $474.668 billion, but again, still declined so far, still downtrending as far as the market goes. Today's trending coins, courtesy of CoinGecko. Of course, Manta Network, #1, which we will be talking about today. This coin is very hot right now. This narrative is very hot right now, up 6.5%. Shido, Firo, Magic Square, Pyth Network, which most individuals got airdropped on. Solidus AI Tech, Celestia up 2.3%, and Ondo. I'm honestly not familiar with any of these coins except for Manta, Pyth, Celestia, and Ondo. I am a little familiar with Magic Square, and I have heard of Firo, but I digress. Top gainers on the day, so congratulations to those who are holding these positions. UMA up 182.5%, Radworks up 36.2%, Guacamole up 25.8%. And RLC, which I've traded multiple times, up 23%. Synapse, I've traded before, 17.5%. And then Konik, Nada Protocol, and Pocket Network up about approximately 18 to 20% on those three tokens. So again, congratulations to those holding those tokens today. Don't forget to take profit on the way up. Today's top losers, unfortunately, and we've got a lot of them, but top 10s are going to be PokeSwap, Dymo, SuiSwap, Hive Mapper, Based Games, Zai, Connext, and Chain X. Apologies. It looks like my monitor just did a little freak out. Yeah, so not much to say here. It's interesting that PokeSwap is having a down day with the Manta narrative coming out. Manta also being a dual chain, layer 1 data storage for Polkadot, and then a layer 2 ZK EVM environment for EVM chains. But just interesting. I'm seeing, I'm seeing a bit of a trend here with our top losers being, let's see here. Again, we've got, most of these are protocols on layer 2s. New coins. We do have the Kanye coin. All right. So those wanting to speculate on the Kanye coin, up 36.1%. Ice coin and Basket down a little bit here. Satoshi VM up 64.7%. This is a relatively popular narrative. I don't know if this is a scam coin or what it is. DGI game, pre-coin, BlackRock trading. I'm pretty sure this is a scam right here. And for those of you lonely guys out there, Solonly fans, all right, the Solana only fans, up 221%. So trending hot narrative, the Solana only fans. Shout outs to Sasha Bozio. We've got Damian Hughes, Alex81SG, and AP in the chat. What's going on, Mr. Pearson? Can we chart total 3? Absolutely. We can get to that in just a little bit. Looking at DeFi flows for the day, pretty much chains are all red, all right? Looking at our 1 days, I mean, we've got Ethereum, Tron, BSC, everything kind of just bleeding out very nominally. The only exceptions to this are, of course, going to be Pulse Chain, which is up quite well. We've got very good price performance from Pulse Chain. It's another long-term position of mine. Osmosis up very marginally, up 0.42%. When we look at the weekly totals, we can also see that there have been significant weekly outflows from all of our top coins, or excuse me, our top chains, with the exception of Pulse Chain, up 146% TVL on the week. So very significant, very important. 24-hour volume of almost $50 million, and now approaching and actually exceeding $500 million in total value locked on the Pulse Chain. Manta is seeing some inflows. They all, Manta just launching token distribution next week, and they already have just as much TVL, almost just as much TVL as Pulse Chain, which has been around for quite a while now. So very interesting to see that. Sui up almost 16% on weekly inflows as well, but down on the day. All right. CoinGecko has released a new report. 58% of cryptocurrencies have died since their launch. This is zombification of tokens phenomena that we've talked about before. So 24,000 cryptocurrencies have been listed on CoinGecko since 2014 is when CoinGecko launched, and that's an average of 7 tokens per day. So on a side note here, if you feel like you just can't keep up, and I talked about this yesterday, but if you feel like you just can't keep up with everything, don't feel bad. Nobody can. Nobody can keep up with everything that's going on at once. You have to find your niche. You have to niche down. The riches are in the niches, as Alex Mosley likes to say. And that's very, very true. All right. Don't feel overwhelmed. It's impossible to stay on top of everything. You've just got to identify what aspect of the market, what sector of the market do you want to focus on. Do you want to focus on DeFi? Do you want to focus on technical trading, on higher market capitalization projects, on centralized exchanges? Do you want to yield farm? Do you want to airdrop hunt? There's so many ways to make money and participate in cryptocurrency. You just have to find your niche, and then you need to focus on that niche. More than half of all the tokens that have died since 2014 launched during the 2021 bull run. I think this is very telling. 2021 was a year of a lot of enthusiasm, but a lot of hype, a lot of scams. We got a lot of noise and we got a lot of attention in 2021 because it was the second run after the big run that got everybody's attention. The 2016 to 2017 bull run got the world's attention really for the first time. Prior to that point, Bitcoin was a very niche subject. And following that, we had an absolute boom in developers. We had an absolute boom in projects. Everything just exploded following that. And so we had a lot of projects. And as CoinGecko themselves even point out in their report, what is the reason for this? Why have so many projects died? Well, it's because as the technology becomes more accessible, it's easier and easier. It's easier now today. It's 10 times easier today to make, launch, promote, market a token than it was during 2016. So it's just so much easier to distribute a coin, to come up with a project, to launch a project. And because it's so easy to do that, it's also very easy to do a scam, right? So most of these dead tokens are scams, were rug pulls. And a very interesting note here, there's always a big spike in token deaths during a bull run. So expect to see a lot of increases in this metric as we move forward through the 2024 bull run. Update on the Bitcoin Ethereum, the Bitcoin exchange traded fund flows from BitMEX Research. We have a graph here from BitMEX Research. We can see total product flow. And here you can see very clearly this grayscale distribution narrative. All right. You can see, of course, here on the charts, this marks the 0 line. So any metrics above this are going to be positive inflows into the product. And that represents purchasing of Bitcoin. Whenever people enter into the product, whenever people purchase the ETF, the ETF issuer has to purchase Bitcoin in their portfolio. Conversely, when people go out, they have to sell. And we can see all of these, the gray bars, these are grayscale, all right? Grayscale has seen nothing but net outflows from day one. Net outflows on Grayscale, all 5 days now of ETF trading. And this is very telling, right? And this just confirms what I said for the last few days, that individuals who hold GBTC have been getting, bent over basically for the last, multiple years. And they're just looking to exit and rotate into something that's more accommodating. But unfortunately, we're seeing that not all of those flows are going into other products. So this is downwards price pressure. This is one of the reasons, perhaps one of the main reasons, that we're seeing this distribution. Other, of course, supply shock catalysts on the horizon are going to be the Mt. Gox token unlocks. And then, of course, the Celsius conversion of all their crypto assets into cash. $1.6 billion of staked Ethereum, and that's going to be unstaked and sold over the next weeks and months. So a lot of downwards price pressure, I think, in total. And just the stats here: total trading volume across all spot ETFs has now reached over $10 billion. Grayscale, Fidelity, and BlackRock ETF products account for 90% of this volume, with Grayscale, of course, being net outflows, and Fidelity and BlackRock being net inflows, BlackRock being the black bars, and the Fidelity being the green. And very positive, $1 billion plus in daily trading volume every single day. This is so massive. This is so huge. From James Seyfert over on Twitter, update on the Bitcoin ETF Cointucky Derby. The ETFs have traded almost $10 billion in total volume over 3 days. We'll have updated flows and blah, 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 blah. So again, here we can just see in a different way, we can see all the outflows and inflows for these different products. Again, just confirming that Bitwise, Fidelity, or BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale do lead the charge here. And from Eric about Kunis over on Twitter, I do believe I pronounced that right. This is just great. This is the best summary for those of you who aren't just super experienced in the markets, don't really know what all this ETF data means. To quote him, he says, "Let me put into context how insane $10 billion in volume is in the first 3 days. There were 500 ETFs launched in 2023. Today, they did a combined $450 million in volume. The best one did 45 million. And many have had months to get going. IBIT alone is seeing more activity than the entire 2023 freshman class." So the Bitcoin ETF launch has been a roaring success, perhaps the most successful ETF launch of all time. These numbers are truly staggering. And this is just another phase. We are entering into another phase of Bitcoin market cycle, or I guess how Bitcoin is perceived or how Bitcoin can be invested in. You know, we were on this level, and now we are certainly on this level. Okay. All right. Here we have all of the exchanges and entities' Bitcoin balances. We can see that of all of these entities, Coinbase does have the most Bitcoin balance with almost 1 million Bitcoin, followed by Binance, then Grayscale, number 3, Bitfinex, U.S. government, Mt. Gox. So these are very important numbers to be aware of. Who has all the Bitcoin? Who has the supply? Excuse me. But Bitcoin is now the second largest commodity ETF in the United States. We have surpassed silver. 5 days of trading, and we have surpassed the entire silver ETF. It's crazy. Spot Bitcoin ETFs now have almost $28 billion in assets, holding a combined 647,651 Bitcoins. And despite this market slump, of course, just by these metrics alone, the Bitcoin ETF has been a roaring success. Of course, as I pointed out, Grayscale is offloading Bitcoin holdings due to high fees and investor withdrawals. And because Grayscale's flagship product, the GBDC, has a 1.5% annual fee. Many of these investors who got GBDC acquired this GBDC at a significant discount because for most of GBDC's history, it traded at a 50% plus discount to its net asset value. And now investors are leaving GBDC not only because they want to rotate out into a more accommodating product with a lower annual management fee, but simultaneously because that discount to NAV ratio has shrunk. And so individuals are looking to take profits on their positions and rotate out. All right. Getting into our overall price analysis, Bitcoin continues to decline towards 38,000. That is my current target. You can see here that we've obviously had a beautiful 2023, a 2024 off to a rocky start. Now, historically, why are we looking for lower prices? Not only based on everything that we're seeing in the layer 2 data that I'm analyzing, but historically, we sell off in years of Bitcoin halvings. We sell off into March, right? We have a strong start and, we start off high and then we sell off into March. So 2024, I expect us to continue to have sideways or downwards price pressure, potentially up into March, before we can actually get a sustainable rally going that becomes or is the actual bull run. Of course, as you guys know, I am a systems trader. I run multiple trending models. Multiple of my trending models have now turned bearish. They've been flashing bearish warning signs since December, but we do now have those confirmed bearish shifts in our trending models. And historically, also, we have precedent here. We do have this big catalyst of this Bitcoin ETF launch. And historically, Bitcoin-related product launches have seen the market respond similarly with price declining. We had the Bitcoin futures launch, which marked the top of the 2017 bull market. We have the Coinbase listing, which occurred in April of 2021 and marked the local top. The Bitcoin futures on ETF listings in October of 2021, which marked the top at that point in time as well. So again, none of this should be confusing. All of this is well in line with our investment thesis. All of this is well in line with our pricing model that we've laid out. Continuing on, as I said, we could sell off into March, but more specifically, we can, of course, still decline into the Super Bowl February 11th event. There is a potential for us to see marketing for Bitcoin ETFs. I've done some digging on this, as well as our junior analyst Reflex did some digging into this as well. And he said that he couldn't see anything about potential Bitcoin ETFs being marketed. But again, we don't know what the Super Bowl commercials are before they come out. So again, still have this on the horizon as a headwind that could give us a little bit of a relief rally. So I'm going to be looking tentatively right now. I'm considering positioning myself to the long side via futures and options on February 8th to take advantage of any pumps that we might get in the week following or the day of the Super Bowl announcement. Again, last year when we had the Super Bowl FTX ads, price just was flat for 3 days, no price moving, extremely low volatility. And then about 3 to 4 days after the Super Bowl last year, just God candle to the upside. So I definitely want to take advantage of that. I think that's the next real big trading opportunity on the horizon for me, and I hope for you guys as well. But again, I want to reiterate that I have very high expectations for 2024. I do expect Bitcoin to reach a new all-time high by December of 2024. And of course, I've laid out many reasons for this. We've got a political year. We've got an election year. It's a very good. We, of course, have the ETFs. I do expect that Trump will lead the Republican primaries, and I'm expecting him to project a crypto-friendly regulatory environment. And by March, we're also going to be having rate cuts from the Federal Reserve Bank, confirming that this will be a good year for markets. So the only tertiary to this is, of course, we have this big narrative that Arthur Hayes has propounded on, that I've talked at length about now on the channel, about the reverse repo facilities being drained and how quantitative tightening has been sterilized. Of course, Lynn Alden, Jeff Snyder are talking about this. And I'm just, again, I'm not an expert in that field. I continue to grow my knowledge and awareness of that aspect of the Bitcoin market. But I just don't have an answer for you. I don't think anybody has an answer for you on that, how that could possibly shape out. But so far, my bullish case absolutely remains. 2024, I'm expecting to be a fantastic year, not only for the markets, but for my portfolio. All right, so for now, though, I think that traders should be focusing on Ethereum. As I've continued to lay out, the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio has absolutely exploded. I recommended the relative value trade the week prior to the Bitcoin ETF. Those who have taken advantage of that have done well. And I talked about this very much at length, technically, how to accomplish this in last week's mentoring session, which is available to the members of our premium trading group. So for now, I am recommending that traders continue to focus on and concentrate on Ethereum and other altcoins rather than really trading Bitcoin. Sure, yes, there is money in shorting Bitcoin, but I'm just being frank with you guys. Successfully shorting Bitcoin can actually be quite difficult to do, especially if you've now been conditioned, if you've been actively trading for this last year, you've kind of been conditioned to buy dips and you're kind of biased to the long side. So I'm just letting you know, like, it sounds, oh, sorry, camera will click back on here in just a second. Apologies for that. Trading is difficult, and I've been trading for a very long time. And just my honest advice, it's very, very hard. I don't want to say it's very, very hard, but it's much more difficult to successfully short the cryptocurrency markets. Everybody makes it kind of sound or look easy, but it's difficult, right? Because shorting is much more erratic. The price movements, happen very, very fast, and then it's over. So you've got to be positioned just perfectly. I mean, you've really got to have your execution down point. And unfortunately, most of us don't. Most of us lack in our execution. Most of us are pretty good at our analysis. Most of us are pretty good at our charting. Most of us are, kind of all over the place when it comes to emotional discipline and risk management. But when it comes to execution, that's where a lot of us struggle. So just my honest advice and recommendations to you guys: focus on things that are going to continue to outperform or diverge away from Bitcoin's downwards price pressure, the overall market's downwards price pressure, and just focus on those, which, again, granted, it might not be an easy task because we only have a handful of things that actually are outperforming and trending right now to the upside. Everything else is mostly trending down. But again, at current prices, yes, there are going to be opportunities. There is still opportunity right now to position correctly and execute correctly for a short down to 38,000, and not just Bitcoin, other assets. But I think that's going to be difficult for the majority of the traders watching the show to pull off successfully. So, all right, since January 1st, we've obviously been tracking a significant difference in the open interest rate in our perpetual markets from Bitcoin towards Ethereum. And this is just indicating that this market, that our market is now shifting its attention away from Bitcoin towards Ethereum, with Ethereum being the next catalyst, and why I have so much confidence that Ethereum in the short, medium, and long term now for this year will continue to, well, it's definitely the short and medium term, will definitely outperform Bitcoin. All right. And again, we have the upcoming SEC ETF approvals for Ethereum ETF catalysts, for Ethereum ETF. For an Ethereum ETF, we have approvals from the SEC potentially for the Ethereum ETF due out in May, with the market pricing in a 70% plus odds of approval. All right. Now, this increase in open interest in Ethereum is attributed, as I said, from a shift from Bitcoin to altcoins, particularly Ethereum. Unfortunately, other altcoins are going to be a little bit riskier here, especially during Bitcoin's consolidation phase. Yesterday, I talked about the fact that, of course, yesterday was not only the kickoff of the Coinbase SEC hearing, but also the Ethereum Denkin upgrade scheduled for the Goerli testnet. They did do that yesterday, but unfortunately, and so far, everything kind of went well for the most part, but they were unable to successfully finalize it. So there were some issues there with the programming, so we're going to have to retry. So not great, not super positive. Unfortunately, I was kind of looking for that to be maybe a little catalyst for Ethereum to get a little pop up here, but no, it's actually going to be a negative catalyst now because that upgrade didn't go as planned. But good news though, I don't want to overstate the importance of these upgrades. I've done a lot of analysis and previous upgrades, whether it's the Shanghai or anything, even the layer 2 upgrade, they have minimal price impacts. They're not these big catalysts that actually move the markets, but just something to be aware of. All right. So what I do want to talk about now is, of course, a very highly anticipated airdrop that is going to be starting next week with Manta's point system, big NFTs. But this is, of course, going to be the Manta protocol. This is all over my timeline. Everybody's really talking about this, trading on, again, speculation, pre-speculation on the token has already begun. Supposed to be having, again, so this is pretty big. So for those of you who don't know anything or haven't been watching the show, Manta, as I've summarized here, is a privacy-focused multi-modular ecosystem for blockchain applications. What that means is that the Manta blockchain is modular, meaning that it doesn't do all the things. Shout outs to Alexander Pearson for giving me very concise words for this. But blockchains can do many things. They can store transaction data. They can verify things. They can do smart contracts. They can do all that. But blockchains don't have to do all that. They could just do one of those things and specialize in those things. That is a modular blockchain. It's a blockchain that specializes in just one thing. For example, Celestia just stores data for other blockchains. Manta is launching with 2 blockchains. They have a layer 1 Polkadot blockchain, which just stores data on the Polkadot ecosystem, and they utilize Celestia for that data availability layer. And then they have a layer 2 ZK, zero knowledge EVM, for Ethereum and other Ethereum chains. That's a Manta Atlantic, that's the layer 1 Polkadot, and Manta Pacific, that's the Ethereum layer 2 for ZK EVM native apps. As I said, Manta Pacific, which is the Polkadot, or excuse me, no, I've got that wrong. It is not Manta Atlantic. It's not the Polkadot that uses Celestia for its data availability layer. It is the ZK EVM application. So, we've got a lot of layer 2s for Ethereum. Do we need another one, right? We've got Optimism, we've got Arbitrum. But here's the thing. Manta is the only one that's going to be using Celestia, as I said, for its data availability layer. So that is going to significantly reduce costs and increase margins. So I think that if successful, Manta Pacific is probably going to be one of the cheapest Ethereum layer 2s, which is going to mean a lot, especially with all this hype. The Manta token is going to have a maximum supply of 1 billion tokens, and there are going to be 251 million tokens, or 25.1% of the supply, unlocked from day one. Now, of course, we want to look at the tokenomics. Are we going to have any big unlocks? What's the vesting? All of this kind of stuff. The only unlocks right now that I see scheduled is another 3.4% 3.4% of token supply will be unlocked on March 1st. So that's a large amount, but nothing big, nothing huge and major. Now, the current trading price of Manta is $2.16. Now, I got some great statistics here from Route to Fi, and so basically, based on his analysis, the estimated value, if the fully diluted value to total value locked ratio resembles Arbitrum, we're estimating a price. He's estimating a price of the Manta token at $3.40. Now, conversely, if the estimated value, if the FDV to TVL ratio resembles Optimism, then we're looking at potentially $6.92. So is the token undervalued? Why is it being traded so low? Well, again, not a lot of people are going to have access to get this token currently at the moment. And I don't think that the market is undervalued. Again, those are all assumptions if we get a FDV to TVL ratio that resembles these things. So this is all just kind of mental mathematics, but these models have proven pretty helpful in the past. Now, I will say that there is already some speculation about some illegal activity from the Manta team. Apparently, this is, again, I can't confirm or deny this, but there are a lot of rumors circulating that the developers, have already sold a bunch of tokens, or that there's some shady things going on. I'm not 100%. I actually, honestly, I don't think this is true. But Again, I don't have any more information. I'll keep you guys updated on this as the information comes across my timeline and as I see more valid sources on this. So just to point that out there. Now, I think, and I agree with Route to Fi here, that we'll probably, especially with us launching into kind of this downtrend of Bitcoin right now, and after this catalyst, I think it's just ill-timed. I think that we're likely to see something like what happened with JTO, which is where, we pumped, for like a week, and then we've just basically sold off, right? So again, is the Manta token worth buying? Well, certainly. All right. I think that I will be speculating on a position again. $2.19, I do believe, is what $2.16 is currently where we're at with the market. So, if we have the opportunity to do, a 1.5x up to $3.40, or almost a 3x up to $7, that's a little bit more actually. Certainly those look attractive. So I might take a position. I haven't figured out anything yet, but we will definitely see. And the airdrop will begin distribution next week. So definitely a lot of opportunity there for us, folks. Okay. As I talked about, we do have the SEC yesterday kicked off the SEC Coinbase hearing, and this is really big. Okay, the SEC versus Coinbase hearing is going to potentially be one of the most important suits that we've seen so far, because we're going to have hopefully this will establish precedent for how tokens will be treated. This is going to have far-ranging implications potentially for the legislation that we see drafted this year. Again, establishing legal precedent is extremely important in our society, or in American society, and our American judicial system. And so this is just very important. And so far, you should be happy to hear that the SEC is getting bent over a barrel. All right, the judge in this case seems very not a fan of the SEC. We've got some great memes and one-liners that I'll be sharing with you guys that I've curated from Twitter. Actually, excuse me, these come compliments of the Milk Road newsletter, so I appreciate shout outs to them. So Rodrigo RSSH273 over here on Twitter. Favorite moment of the argument so far. The SEC says, well, the tokens themselves are not a security. And then the judge, Phyla, she says, well, that's what the folks in the back table think, talking about Coinbase, and they're wondering why we are here. So not great, not looking great for the SEC. This is my favorite one so far. I know this is the second one. This is my favorite one from Luke Martin over at Venture Coinist. The SEC's resume versus crypto did not protect investors from FTX, did not protect investors from Luna, lost the court case against Ripple, lost the court case against Grayscale, and now they're getting mogged by a federal judge in the Coinbase case today. Gensler's career rapidly approaching liquidation. Oh, man. Oh, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I love my job. All right. Marty Party over here. SEC versus Coinbase trial update. Judge Catherine Polkfila says to the SEC lawyer, quote, these 1933 laws have had a great run for 90 years, but we have new tools now and new things, and we need to readdress. Good stuff, man. I love to hear this. Let's go. All right. That's all I've got for the morning report. We're, of course, going to stick around and do a little bit of technical analysis and answer your guys' questions. But that's all I have for you guys today as far as the report goes. I want to, of course, encourage you guys who are interested in trading, who are actively trading, who are actively investing to do so safely. Remember, it is not 10x gains that are going to pay your bills because you'll probably squander it. It is emotional discipline and risk management that pay the bills around here, okay? Consistently executing on strategies and consistently extracting profit from the markets. Don't get emotional. Don't get too big for your britches. All right. If you guys want to work personally with me in 2024 to grow and protect your wealth in the cryptocurrency markets, to learn how to trade, to learn how to invest better, highly recommend joining our premium trading group, where you get access to our daily market updates, our tactical trading signals, our technical indicator package, our trading courses, our private Discord, and of course, our coaching and mentoring program. Links down in the description to everything you need and more as far as that is concerned. Happy to answer any questions, of course, about that as well. All right, let's switch over into... let's get rid of the presentation and let's get into the charts. Yep, this is looking good. And of course, let's now take a drink. Jeez, Justin, crushing it out here. Let's take a drink. And let's see what you wonderful folks had to say today. All right. Yeah, shout outs to Alex81SG and Alexander Pearson in the house. Trader Boris saying Litecoin, Bitcoin looking strong, daily and even lower time frames looking interesting. All right, so we're going to take it total 3. We're going to take a look at total 3. For Alex, we'll take a look, excuse me. We'll take a look at Litecoin, Bitcoin. AP says, even I've given up on Litecoin, but could be an interesting dark horse. Do we know if there's a catalyst coming up? Let's see here. Jim Spen, thanks for joining us today. Yes, I do agree with the gnomes. We should definitely focus on profit. Boris, Grayscale is a Litecoin trust. I heard rumors they might be applying for an ETF application in the future. Whoop, whoop. All right, let's see here. Grayscale's management fees are so high. I don't understand why they don't lower the fees to stem the bleeding. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think their management fee is high, but I don't think that's the main reason. I think the main reason people are rotating out is because that discount to NAV ratio has declined. So I think the management fee is one reason why they want to, but the main reason why they're doing so now is because the management fee, or not the management fee, but that NAV ratio has declined. So they're able to actually get out in profit. Headwinds are the bad ones. What's 1.5% of nothing? Right. Yeah. So yeah, Alexander Pearson, this is exactly right. You know, Alexander Pearson says, I called the 2021 top 2 weeks early and got blown out of my shorts. Exactly. And I called this local top. This is exactly what I said. I planned around it. But my trades didn't play out. All right. First off, I thought the ETF would be denied. And so I took the poly market position on no and lost that, obviously. And then my options expired worthless because we didn't have the big price decline that I was looking for. I was looking for price to basically dump down to 40K on a denial. That didn't happen either. So again, I called the top. I knew that the price was going to stop surging, but I thought the ETFs would be denied and that we would have this big movement to the downside. But even with the ETFs being approved, we still had this movement to the downside. So again, thank you, Kai Torres 73. Appreciate that. Happy to have you here. Crypto, no, I don't think he had that sticker on there, bro. I don't think he did. Shout outs to you, Paul. Thanks for joining the stream today as well. All right. So of course, let's start here with Bitcoin. We'll do Bitcoin, Ethereum, total 3, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and then, yeah, I think that'll probably be it for today. All right. BTC USDT, daily time for, actually, let's start off on the weekly, of course. Oh, that's not what we want. We want here, and we want weekly. Yeah, okay. So as I've just continued to point out, no decisive movements. We continue to trade in this range of approximately, like, let's just say 40,000 to 44,000, even though like the range has actually been lower than that. So very disappointing weekly candles, very disappointing price performance. Not disappointing, just, you know, disappointing if you thought that we were going to pump on the ETF approvals, but so, you know, again, just languishing sideways. And again, looking for that 38. I'm personally looking for that $38,000 price target in the next few weeks. Let's slap our indicators on here. And for some reason, they are not working. Oh, because I have them hidden. There we go. All right. True Strength Index, again, still positive, but we're starting to see that early curl. We haven't, of course, gotten a cross under, so no bearish signal yet whatsoever, but early warning signal to exit positions. On balance volume has gone completely flat, and now we are now trading below the signal line, so indicating that volume is not pumping into the markets. And the biggest one probably is, of course, the RSI reset. Anytime RSI trades above the 70th percentile here, that is an indication of overbought territory. But with a trending asset like Bitcoin, we don't want to sell usually as soon as we get into the RSI, especially on the daily and weekly. What we really want to do is we want to wait for the market to come back down either below the signal line or back below the 70th percentile, which has now occurred. So RSI definitely giving a exit signal, definitely giving a sell signal, definitely giving a warning signal here at this point in time. Coming down to the daily with a little bit more nuance. All right, I talked about this position. All right, basically Bitcoin has been in this nice uptrend. Once it broke above the 200 daily simple moving average, we had a nice pump up here over the course of a week, and then just ground up. Nice pump up here, grinding sideways, and then we had a lot of volatility. But notice that this healthy uptrend was supported by pullbacks to the 21 exponential moving average. This is one of the most simplest and common aspects that I utilize in my trading. Just simple moving averages to determine, is this a healthy uptrend and where should I buy pullbacks if I'm going to take advantage of this? We now have a pullback to the 55 exponential moving average. And on this day, this was Monday. I recommend buying BTC. Again, we came up here, rejected from the 21 exponential moving average. So this is a very short, tight trade, and we just continued to stay in this, in between the 55 and 21 exponential moving average until we broke down yesterday. Now, do I think we'll probably plummet from here? The option's high. Again, I'm looking for 38,000. I'm looking for this continued decline. But this is a very attractive spring here, all right? We've taken out these lows. We've grabbed liquidity. I could see price coming up here and at least tagging the 21 exponential moving average or giving us this last relief rally, potentially to even 45 before we begin that movement down. Just, this is how the markets move, guys. The markets always move this way. They don't move straight down in any direction. Again, do I think this is the best opportunity to be taking out big longs? No, I think this is a higher risk position if we want to long off of this hammer candle right here to potentially go for the 21 and the 46. Only do this if your execution is tight and your risk management is good. I think that most traders should be sitting on the sidelines. Now, should price give us this kind of nice relief up to 45, 46, that's where I'm going to be looking for my opportunity to actually get my short in down to 38. Yeah. Pretty simple, actually. So high risk long, potentially up to 45, 46. First stop at 43. I'm not recommending that for most traders. And then if we do get that relief rally to 45, 46, I would be generally recommending individuals to look for opportunities to short. Probably not blind shorting into the pump, but waiting for the first rejection. Definitely waiting for the first rejection. Getting into the LTFs here, do we have anything intraday? Again, here's that nice spring and a pretty strong reaction. Very high volume here, so just a very attractive area to be looking. Here on the hourly, we have, of course, run into the 55 exponential moving average. Could this continue? Again, I would just wait here. We are facing our first significant resistance of the day here at the 55 hourly EMA. And we do, of course, have the 200 SMA up here at about that 43. So again, watch intraday for the breakout here above the 55 EMA. So look for this close above 41,800 potentially. Sorry. Look for this break above the 55 EMA potentially for us to bump and run pretty much all the way up to 43. Or again, for those of you who are just very much short biased right now, this is also not a bad opportunity to be looking for that bearish position, to be looking for shorts here and to be looking for, at least decline down back to the 21 or potentially even looking for that breakdown. So lots of opportunities, depends on your bias, depends on your strategy, but definitely a little bit of volatility now coming in that we haven't really seen for the last few days. All right. Ethereum USD here as well. Even though we have broken out kind of this, not broadening, tightening is not the right word, but this kind of like tightening wedge, even though we have broken out of it, again, I think we need to take all this into account. We've already hit my first big target for the year. Upcoming targets for the rest of 2024 are going to be 2882, 3345, and 4014. Definitely see a $4,000 Ethereum by year's end. We don't really have the divergence yet, as we can see. Just look how much stronger all of these indications are on Ethereum versus Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin looking weak, Ethereum looking very strong. All right, no divergence from our TSI momentum indicator. No divergence from our OBV, on balance volume indicator. Still trending, still nice trending volume, still volume rising up strongly here on the weekly. And on the daily, or not on the daily, but on the RSI, we of course did have that RSI reset, but the RSI is still above the signal line and looking to charge back above the 70th percentile. Although I do think Ethereum's USD price will follow Bitcoin down. It's undeniable that if you have Bitcoin and you swap into Ethereum right now, you're going to save a lot of money. And when you swap back into Bitcoin at the right time, you'll make good USD value when Bitcoin then goes back up. So for those of you wanting to increase your BTC quantity, not USD value at the current moment, but eventually USD value, consider that Ethereum Bitcoin relative value trade. It's a rare opportunity, but it's on the table. Daily time frame. We're still finding support here at the 21 exponential moving average. Haven't broke down below it. And as long as this is the case, as long as we remain above the 21 daily EMA, I can see a bullish continuation for Ethereum. I can see Ethereum continue. I can see Bitcoin go sideways. Absolutely possible. Rarely would I consider that, but currently I do consider that. As long as we remain above 2,431 here for Ethereum, as long as we're closing above this daily 21 exponential moving average, this is the trade I would look for. If you're looking to long Bitcoin, I would just click off the Bitcoin chart. I would come over to Ethereum and I would long Ethereum instead. All right. We do have some critical support down here at the at 2,300. All right. This is just our previous kind of point of control of this previous consolidation zone. But if we do lose this and Bitcoin really kind of tailspins down, our next significant level of liquidity is of course going to be in 1975 to 2000. All right. Intraday, what are the opportunities? Again, nice strong reaction here. All right, on the hourly, we traded down, found support of the 200 SMA, broke down below it. Okay. Traded up into the 200 SMA, rejected again, strong volume coming in, very strong volume, very strong candles coming in. And now we're at a very critical juncture point. So this is what I would be watching for day trading today. Do we get this breakout above 2,500 for Ethereum? If so, I think we can continue to run. Or do we reject here from the hourly 200 SMA and remain in this bearish market structure here on the meso timeframes? Let's take a look at the chat. Bob the Builder says, if we load up all the treasury yields, then look at 1930 to present, you'll see in the in the 50s to 60s, interest rates broke out, and now we are breaking out again. So, okay, yes, but wouldn't that suggest that we're going to continue to see rates go up when all the signaling from the Fed is indicating that we're going to be seeing rate cuts coming in March? Let's see here. Mr. Ether Robert Warner says, how about 28K? So 28K is more in line with my general thesis. That's more in line with my general thesis because if you guys know, you guys have been following the channel for a while, then you'll know about my 4-year cycle thesis, right? Where I was looking for the strong rally off of the Bitcoin bottom, which was the post FTX collapse. And then, we rally, we've done that. Now we have the catalyst, price decline all the way back down to kind of tease the bottom. That would be like 15,000. But, I don't think we'll go below like 20,000, 18,000. And then we rally and perform strongly. So 28,000 definitely in the cards if we do get this big, strong sell-off, all right? And again, so positioning via options, I think, is probably one of the best ways to do that. You can do that on-chain or off-chain, depending on your situation. Futures, you can definitely do it, but it's just harder to do with futures, right? Because of funding and liquidations and all of these things. Bob says he'll post the chart in the premium channel this weekend. Yeah, I would really love to see that. I would really love to see that. Last time this happened, we had a 20-year period of reduced returns, but I will have to see if shorter term rates went up faster. Yeah, I would love to see that analysis. Is Bitcoin still above horizontal support? I mean, range support, yes. Local support, no. All right, looks like Bitcoin is charging here, guys. What do we got? 20 minutes till his hourly candle closes. I'm gonna take a chance. All right. Let's take a little position here. Nothing serious, guys. But we will definitely be looking to target that. Well, I feel like that's a little ambitious. I do feel like 42,807. No, I think that's right. 42,807. That's an ambitious target intraday, but I think we can do it. I think we can do it. If we're going to charge here, and if we are going to hit 45, 46, and this isn't just a scam rally. All right. Sorry, to answer your question about horizontal support. Yeah, so yeah, like support, previous support, yes, but current range support. Let's see here. Yeah, I would say we're back above horizontal support, actually. Yeah, I would say that. We can get a little bit more granular here. Hold on. Let's remove the indicators. Let's actually map this out via VRVP. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we can run all the way up to 42. So yeah, I do think 42.8 was a little ambitious. I'm probably going to target a little bit lower. Here's the point of control / supply zone. So a lot of liquidity here. This is where the market, I believe, wants to go. This is where the market would want to go after this next hourly supply zone at around 43.9. Above that, pretty smooth sailing, because look at this is a big gap, right? This is a fair value gap, pretty much. This is a fair value gap. Well, we do have an explicit fair value gap here. Yeah, we have an explicit fair value gap from, let's say, 44.6, 44.7 almost, to 45.2. So this is probably yeah, this is ideally actually where I do want to target this fair value gap right here. So I think I'm actually going to be pretty aggressive with that long that I just took, and I think I'm going to set my profit target all the way up here. Let's shoot for the lower end of it, and I'm going to go for 44.693. Last price, of course. We're going to leave that naked for the time being. But only very briefly. Yeah. Feel a little sketched about that, but I'm going to do 46.17. There we go. Yeah. I feel pretty decent about that. Good stuff. Okay, total 3. Might get getting the Alexander Pearson spring. Sorry about the camera again, guys. It'll come right back in just a second. Alex81SG says, market starting to price in a lower chance of interest rate cuts in March. Crypto is front running the traditionals here. Only 3 weeks ago, Polymarket priced a 65% chance of cuts in March. Now it's half of that. Oof. Shall we speculate? Yeah, especially if this, like, if the narrative shifts from, oh, things are good, rate cuts are definitely happening, to reverse repo facilities drained and quantitative tightening is now actually taking place. Bank reserves are getting drained. I mean, who knows? It could be, yeah. Very interesting year. A very interesting year. It's an easy stop. Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, it's easy stop. Yeah. Well, so I'll tell you I'll tell you what I don't like about it. Right. What I don't like about it is that it's too tight. Right. I normally like my stop losses to be like well below the lows, so that I don't get wicked out. Because I cannot use stop loss timeout because 3 commas does not currently support Fairdesk. Could we please get a campaign, guys? Email 3 commas. Let's do this. Let's do this as a community. Let's all email 3 commas and request that they add Fairdesk to their supported exchange list. Let's do it. All right, so we want to chart total 3, which I already have done. Total 3 consolidated in our weekly demand zone, ran up, found resistance at our current weekly supply zone, broke above. This is now going to be our weekly demand zone. Okay. Broke above the weekly demand zone at about $440 billion. We charged nicely above that, and we are currently finding support in that same demand zone. All right. So very nice here. Next target on the horizon is all the way up here, guys. I mean, so really my next target, assuming we hold here, is about a 55% increase in the altcoin market capitalization, which would be absolutely insane. It would be absolutely insane. So holding support here at our mid-range and the kind of the consolidation area that we put in for 2023, 2022. We broke and we're holding. This is important, guys. We broke and we're holding. So I'd love to see us continue to hold and continue to run. Yeah, total 3 hours. That's relatively easy. And I mean, I don't think it's just personally, I don't really see the value of going more granular than that. On things like market capitalization, I don't think things like daily or hourly. And I could be wrong, but I don't see the I can't conceive of the value of that. Currently. Yeah, we in the money. We there. So I'm gonna slide to LTC BTC. Alex, if you have anything you want me to add to that, I'm happy to. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting to see this. I was expecting to see LTC maybe, mildly outperforming BTC, but not the case. I mean, yeah, certainly like, this week it has a little bit, but that's rough. Wow. Charlie, where are you, man? Where's the development? Where is the LTC BTC development? What did Boris say about this? LTC BTC looking strong. Daily. Okay, yeah. The daily. All right. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, man. Yeah, let's just do our due diligence here. What is going on? Wow, man. A lot of lines. A lot of lines. But yeah, it's a lot of supply zones here, guys. It is what it is. All right, I do want to get a little bit more granular here. Yeah. That's good for now. I don't need to do all these up here. I'll do them later because they may not become relevant. I'm just going to do these first three. Because if we get up here to this third supply zone, I mean, that would be insane. Okay. So, positive things to say about guys. I'm trying to think something positive here, man. I'm really trying to be positive. I think all right, hold on a second. We're gonna do some sorry guys, I gotta plug the sponsor. Today's show is of course brought to you by the Fairdesk exchange. All right, come trade with me on Fairdesk, guys. You'll get access to lower fees. If you sign up with my referral link, you will get access to immediate fee reduction. You'll get that nice VIP level 1 tier reduction, so you'll be paying significantly less for all your trades, whether it's spot or whether it is going to be on their USDT margin futures, which is what I trade on. You'll also get access to a deposit bonus of up to $100,000, depending on your bonus or depending on your deposit. And you will also be able to copy trade me. You have to be on Fairdesk to copy trade me. So you can copy trade me, you can share in my success, you can lose when I lose. That is my day trading account, so you will see me take trades like the one you saw me take on Bitcoin. All right, I've been working with a lot of, I have not worked with many exchanges throughout the years. Fairdesk has been absolutely fantastic to this channel, very good to the individuals that I've recommended to go over there. And again, with the VIP, you get really low fees. So anyways, you guys help the channel out. If you guys want to go trade over on Fairdesk, kick in the new year correctly, link is down in the description. And thank you to Fairdesk for sponsoring today's stream. All right. Okay, this is where we were. All right, let's talk about Litecoin Bitcoin. This chart scares me, but at the same, no, it doesn't scare me. It's just I don't see a lot of opportunity here. Like, it's one of the, when I see charts like this, like I worry about the people that follow along or look for opportunities. But anyways, Litecoin Bitcoin has of course been in a very, very like it's just down only, right? Litecoin Bitcoin just down only. Now, with that being said, every time we kind of have these punctuated sell-offs, we get a pretty resolute movement, right? And this is a pattern I always look for, is this kind of God candle out of nowhere. And that God candle out of nowhere usually signifies the beginning of a rally. All right. So very similar here. We've got this very long downtrend. Death candle down, God candle back up. Not as convincing of a God candle as this because it's not a bullish engulfing candle. But again, definitely could be good. I mean, I do feel obviously that Litecoin is a bit oversold here. And I think that Bitcoin is going to continue to underperform. So yeah, I mean, RSI on the weekly has gone below the 30th percentile and is now recovered back above the 30th percentile and crossing above the signal line. I mean, that is one of the most classic trading signals, right? It's RSI recovery from oversold. It's when we use in our strategies, or used to use in our strategies all the time. On balance volume also crossing above and trading above the signal line there, so indicating that positive volume is flowing back into the markets, so we don't have any divergence. And we do have a bit of divergence here from our leading indicator, of course, TSI. TSI is curling back up towards the signal line, so again, positive sign. Haven't gotten that full bullish crossover yet, but that doesn't happen when you're early. It happens after the fact, after the trend's been established. So we've got a bit of a ways to go to our first level of resistance, about 20% to the upside till we reach our 21 weekly exponential moving average. And, LTC, BTC could potentially run about 40% up to our weekly supply zone. Not necessarily the trade that I'm looking for, but definitely attractive, Boris. So, I appreciate you bringing this onto my chart. When we get a little bit more granular here on the daily, this actually does look pretty decent. We do have that full bullish crossover from the TSI. We've got that continued bullishness, not only from the RSI, but also from on balance volume. You can see here that the last time we rallied up above the daily 21 EMA, we rejected, but now we've rallied up and we're holding this consolidation. This is very important to see, and charging up, looking to break above that 55 EMA. And breaking above that 55 EMA would really, let us run, like I said, about 20%. This is saying 26.96% to the daily 200 SMA, and that's just right underneath that supply overhang. So definitely a trading opportunity here on the table for those who are feeling a little bit bullish on Litecoin. Again, and this isn't a hard trade to take either, because there are two things in this equation. There's Litecoin, the numerator, and I'm neutral on Litecoin. I don't have any particular feelings about Litecoin. But the denominator, Bitcoin, which does matter, I believe is going down. So we're already 50% of the way there for this to look like a valid trade. So good setup, Boris. I do like this. This does look interesting. It's better than a kick to the teeth, man. Most things are better than a kick to the teeth, I would say. Most things. Not all things, but most things. Yeah, I agree with you, Alex. USDT dominance. So again, just another bellwether, guys. USDT dominance. All right. Consolidated. USDT dominance is one of the best indicators that you can look at, guys. And if you learn your supply and demand, support and resistance techniques like we teach in the group, then you are going to be able to utilize this as a leading indicator. All right. USDT dominance pretty much tells you which way the market's going, and it's the opposite of the way that USDT dominance is going. When USDT dominance is rising, the market is generally selling off. When it is falling, we are pumping. All right. And what do we see here? All right, we see that USDT dominance was consolidating between 6.5% of market of market capitalization and 8.3% of total market capitalization. So a nice range there. And we broke down below that lower thing. And this is exactly what I was forewarning about all the way back in last November, looking for what could be a catalyst to push this up. Of course, we didn't really need much of the narrative was the Bitcoin ETF. So we had this big run up into the Bitcoin ETF sell the news event. But USDT dominance looking strong, right? Again, nice consolidation down here, just slightly above our next demand zone. Now, this could reverse. We could come down here to the demand zone, which would be interesting, and we would continue to see rallies. I think that what's more likely right now is for us to come up, consolidate back in this previous demand zone, now supply zone, and look to consolidate around our 200 simple moving average here on the daily. So again, for a little bit more bearishness. Why does it sound like I'm saying USDT dominance? Because it's kind of hard to say USDT for me. I don't know. Quit making fun of me. Okay. All right, guys, that's about all I've got for you guys today. Good stream. Good stuff. Good market. All right. Well, guys, the time has come. The time to say goodbye. I know, but don't fret. Don't worry. We've got a very vibrant and active Discord community that you can hop in right now and keep the conversation going. All right? It's okay. We've got you. We know addiction's hard. Withdrawal's a bitch. We got you, man. You guys have been fantastic today. I've really enjoyed today's stream. I hope you found the information informative and accurate. It's as accurate as I can possibly make it. All right. At the end of the day, I'm just an independent trader and investor trying to give you guys my best analysis and my best thoughts. What you do with this information is your responsibility. I'm not responsible for your losses. I'm not responsible for trades that you take. I'm not even responsible if you copy my trades. All right. You are in charge of your own financial future, and you need to make the right decision that's right for you. Not every opportunity is your opportunity. All right. Even if it's a good opportunity. All right. Thank you guys for watching today's stream. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, death threats, leave them in the comments section and I'll respond to them as promptly as I possibly can. We will be back with another live stream on Monday. So we will be taking the weekend off. We will be back on Monday early morning with the same new setup, with the same new layout. Hopefully you guys liked it. I didn't notice anybody complain about any audio issues or video issues today. So I think we're pretty good. And you guys can look forward to a lot more of me moving forward as we are going to document this entire bull run and we're going to crush it. If you guys want to work directly with me and my team in 2024 to grow and build your wealth, to become a better investor, to become a better trader with an emphasis on cryptocurrency, I recommend joining the premium trading group. Information and links for that are down in the description as well. You can copy trade me on Fairdesk and earn a bonus, as well as copy trade me there. Links for that are in the description. And much, much more. Everything you could possibly need in life. And I highly recommend hopping in our Discord, of course. Like and subscribe if you want to support the streams. And I will see you guys on Monday. Wow, that was violent. Enjoy your weekends, guys, and trade safely. Cheers.